All right, here we go. We're going to jump in part two of our conversation last week about chargebacks. If there's anybody on here that was not able to join us last week, simply a chargeback is an insurance company saying, "Hey, you sold our product to your client. The client didn't keep the product. They, surrendered it, lapsed it, canceled it in the free 30-day look period. So we advanced you all that commission. It's time for us to get that back." So the insurance company says, "We need that money back," right? And that's fair. It's what happens anytime you buy something online or at a store and decide it was broken, it didn't work, it was wrong size, whatever, and you take it back, get your money back. So same thing here. Well, how do you avoid chargebacks? Again, remember this, it's inevitable that chargebacks will happen. So when a chargeback happens to you, don't think, "Oh my gosh, I'm a horrible agent," like, and just go to meltdown mode on it. You don't have to do that. Chargebacks happen to everybody. And the reason chargebacks happen even to really good agents is life happens. People lose their jobs. Um, People were planning to budget this because they had extra income coming in and that extra income stopped, or maybe one spouse lost their job, and so the other spouse's income is just covering the basic bills. Which, by the way, life insurance should be one of them, and you and I both know that. But that's why we do what we do to help educate clients on the need for life insurance. So understand life happens. People are going to lose their jobs. Something's going to come up, unexpected expense. And so for a few months, they might have to drop a policy or whatever. Life happens, chargebacks will happen. But the principles that we teach here are going to help those chargebacks become more infrequent, so less and less. And understand this: the biggest thing in avoiding chargebacks is you got to take it back to in the home. When a chargeback happens, and we'll get into this in a little bit on what to do in the follow up. But understand that you can avoid a lot of unnecessary chargebacks by your in-home experience. And so when I say in your in-home experience, what I've taught from day one is you've got to genuinely care about people. This business is going to be really, really tough if you don't genuinely care about people. Or unless you're a narcotic psychopath, and you can make a lot of money in this business too. Narcissistic, not narcotic. Narcissistic psychopath. There we go. Um, so it happens in the home. You have to genuinely care about people. You have to show up. You have to be there, and you have to be intentional. We've all had conversations with somebody that we're talking to, and it's just like, man, they can't wait to get the next word in. They can't wait. Their eyes are just shifty, and they're just like, "Oh yeah, uh-huh," and you can just tell they're thinking about what they're going to say next. And one way you show up and be intentional with somebody in conversation, and this is also big in communication and relationships, obviously, is you have to listen with the intent to understand people, not just listen to hear what they're saying. "Oh yeah, 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 your cousin did that. Yeah, well, one time I was in, and we got to come back with the same thing or one up them, right?" And we're not trying to be mean. We're not trying to be ugly or selfish, but by nature, we like to talk about ourselves. We love to talk about our experiences. And when somebody else brings something up that we can connect with, we got to come back and share ours too, right? And don't get me wrong, there's times where that is appropriate. But when you're listening to a client in those beginning moments, minutes of meeting with them and getting to know them, and you're trying to listen and find out that why, you have to listen with the intent to understand. Every situation is not the same. It's not a cookie cutter sales experience. Everybody's situation is different. There's so many variables that each person, each family has, that's going to affect your conversation and what they're able to do as far as life insurance. So it's your job as the leader, as the expert, trying to kind of guide and shepherd somebody through the process and getting life insurance, which they've already acknowledged they need. It's your job to be intent and listen with the intent of understanding and knowing, hey, what is their why? What is their need? Show that you care. It's that old adage we've all heard. People don't care how much you know. You can be the expert. They don't care until they know that you care. When they know that you care, hey, that's my person. That's my life insurance person. That person gets me. That person understands. But too often we're just already in another headspace trying to figure out, "Oh, I got to make a sale, got to make a sale, got to, man, bills are tight this week, man, just got back from the beach, got to," don't go in with that, "Hey, what do I got to do? What do I got to do?" Go in with the intent of, "Hey, what's the need here? I've got the resources, I've got the carriers, I've got the help, I've got the mentors, I've got the helplines, the hotlines I can call. I've got all that. I can help them. I got to find out the need. I got to meet the need." And too many agents, too many salespeople are just coming in trying to sell a product, sell a product, sell a product, and they're not intentional or listening with the intent to understand so that they can meet a need. So when an agent comes in and slings an application or makes a sale because they're a good salesperson, what happens when another agent follows up behind them and that agent's more intentional? That agent cares. That agent relates. That agent isn't just trying to cram somebody into a product to win a competition or win a bonus. That agent cares. That agent is, hey, they're shutting up, they're listening, they're asking questions that lead me to give more information. And then they're helping walk me through the process of what makes sense and man, it all makes sense. They listened, they understood, they cared, they had the resources. That's my person. You are not going to get agents coming behind you trying to sell them something after they've had an experience like that with you. When they know this person cares, this person's for me, this person's intent is to make sure that my why is taken care of and my needs are met. Like they're not consciously thinking all those words, but you get it. You know that, hey, this person's different. And I have preached that from day one when it comes to life insurance sales. You have to set yourself apart from every other sales schmuck that they've ever had to encounter. Be intentional, be there. People do business with people they like and they trust. So be intentional. And again, part of that is listening to them, finding out their why. And the way you do that is you ask questions. I've got a whole nother couple hours of training on just building the why, on just finding the why. And I can't get into that now, but when you find the why, because you're being intentional and you're listening with understanding, as you find that why, people are going to respond to that. Part of that is it's just taking the time to, hey, this person's caring, they're asking questions, and they're trying to find out what's important to me. In sales presentations or sales pitches, it's the insurance agent or the salesperson doing all the yakking and the talking and just, oh yeah, we got this, return of premium's really great. You live long enough, you can outlive it, I'll get all your money back. Doesn't that sound like a deal, Wanda? Let's talk about this living benefit over here. This one has the ROP and the ADBs and you just go, the insurance agent, the salesperson is just yakety, 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 trying to sell a product. And then they wonder why the client says, oh, let me think about it. Let me, leave me your card or whatever. All those phrases, let us think about it, leave us your business card, we'll get back to you. All those phrases are just simple. We didn't like you. We didn't like you. We didn't trust you. We didn't like you. And that may sound like a cold hard truth, but I mean that's the reality. You've done nothing to set yourself apart because you've come in with the mentality, if I make a sale and I just yak enough to sell, then ching, I'm going to make money, and so I got to make sales to make money, and we got it all wrong. When you're intentional and you care, people know that, they feel that. You're their insurance agent for life as long as you continue to be that person of intent and that person that cares. Follow up with them. They miss a payment, the policy gets ready to charge back. Follow up with them. We're gonna talk about that. Um, Another big thing is your body language. If I was just like, all right, guys, glad you tuned in today. The next 30 minutes are going to be some nuggets of wisdom and gold for y'all. Just get your notebook ready. You're going to learn a lot today if you pay attention. Like that type of body language, just, it's obviously a little extreme. There might be a little bit of truth to some of that. But that's obviously extreme, but that body language is immediately you're just like, okay, 30 minutes. Do I have to be on this thing for 30 minutes? Like, is he going to notice if the attendee list goes from, 47 people down to 15? Body language is a big part of showing, hey, I'm listening and with the intent to understand. So when you're talking to somebody, like, do you look nervous? Are you just kind of like, yeah, yeah, you need insurance. Yeah, we all need insurance. Yeah. Well, we'll talk about getting insurance here in a minute. How long you been married? Are you nervous? Are you shifty? Are you just like, what's this person's problem? Like, take a breath, dude. You're here to be helping these people, right? Body language is key. So when I'm talking to somebody, I don't want to have this like sales uptight, just, you can dress casual, nice casual, and still be sharp, right? People do business with people they like and they trust, and the people that they like and they trust are the people that they can relate to. So when I'm sitting with somebody, I don't want to come in looking like a sales agent with a briefcase and a tie or a button-down shirt or whatever. Like all of my appointments I run are in just a nice polo during the summer, and during the winter I might have a little or yeah, polo. I might have a pullover on during the winter. It might have an insurance company logo or Legacy Life. And that's what I go out and run appointments in. It's casual, but it's sharp. It's clean, it's presentable. Um, so your body language as you're talking to people, and you're trying to relate to them and get them to like you and trust you, your body language is everything. Like they can see when you talk and ask a question, are you listening with intent? Like are you leaning in? Are you focused? Are you, oh wow, man, I'm so sorry. How'd that make you feel? Like you're being genuine. You're not blowing smoke. You're not being fake. You're doing what you do when you care about somebody. You girls know this. Whenever it's like, uh-oh, did y'all know what Randy did last week? All you girls are just like, right? And you're attentive. You're listening. You're like, hey, let me hear about it. You're not, well, Ricky, forget about Randy. Well, Ricky is, and just go off about how good Ricky. No, you're, be attentive. Your body language, you're leaning in, you're listening to understand, you're paying attention, you're being real, you're being a real human. You're not being this uptight salesperson that's just like, all right, let's get to it, man. You're going to get some insurance today. You can be confident without being this cocky salesperson that thinks everybody's going to sign up that they show up to. And your body language is huge, huge, huge in people seeing, does this person care about me? Is he genuine? Or is this person full of you know what? And I'm just like, let's go. Let's like, how long do we have to do this? All of that happens in the home. And I'm just telling y'all right now, like when you get good at that, when that is your like, hey, I might suck at the products, I might suck at being able to explain the products, I might suck at whatever, but people are always going to know that I care about them, that when I'm in their space, it is their space, and I'm all ears, I'm all eyes, my body language is there, like I'm attentive, like, hey, tell me what it is. Like what prompted this? What had you send this in? Why now? What's going through your mind? Like let's figure this out, but you're doing it in a way that shows you care. You're doing it in a way that shows, I like that person. That's a good dude. That's a good girl. Like they huh, this is a sales meeting? I'm not being sold anything. Like you want them to have that mentality of like, I didn't know what I was getting into. We sent a form in, somebody's coming to our house, or we're getting on a call with them. But after that conversation, after that in-home, the virtual appointment, like there's that, man, this person cares and understands. Even when you're doing Zooms like this, like again, I was kind of just leaning back in the chair versus leaning forward in the tent because you can see. And that body language is a huge part. Now, if you're on a virtual call, I will throw this out there, your body language when you're on a virtual call that you're just not a screen but just audible, your body language even then will help aid in determining your tone and your response in your conversation. And we all know if I'm sprawled back in a chair, I'm way more relaxed and there's nothing wrong with that. But when you're trying to be alert and attentive and helping somebody that has a need and you're doing the insurance stuff, show up and be present whether they can see you or not, because your body, your voice, your tone, everything about you is going to be reflective of your body language. So that's a key too. I would always tell people in the beginning, like when it was dialing to book appointments, to go run in-home appointments, I would tell people when you dial, don't sit on your couch in your shorts and t-shirt and just dial and have a smoothie sitting next. Like, no, get dressed, be prepared, get up, clean yourself, put on nice clothes, go sit down and go to work. You'd do it if you were in an office, do it at home. Well, I don't need all that. I can, all right, fine. Well, if you're not struggling with making sales and you're not struggling with chargebacks and all that stuff, keep doing what you're doing and keep teaching people. But I'm telling you, like all of this stuff is very pertinent to at the end when those chargebacks do happen a lot or they don't happen a lot, is reflective on just these simple basic. I don't even like sales principles, sales techniques, because we're not trying to sell, we're trying to help people. The sales part takes care of itself when you care about people. And these people they're not stupid. They already know. They've already reached out to us. All right. So it all starts in the home. And then while you're in the home, you have to set the expectation. You have to, I don't even know why I've been wearing these things the whole time. You have to set the expectation. We used to call it the check slide back when people actually wrote checks. For you like young agents on here, that's another conversation. But the check slide, the old just, hey, I'm sitting across from husband and wife in the home or elderly gentleman and whatever. And we've talked insurance, we've talked price, like they're, yeah, we got this, like here's the check, voided check, you got our social, whatever. And where most agents would just be like, all right, pack it all up, out the door, see you next time. we would just kind of teach this little pause and just be like, hey, Wanda, I'm going to slide this back to you for just a second. Okay. I know we've talked everything, but I'm going to slide this back to you for just a second. And I want you to think through with me real quick. Um, just in case, is there anything else that could come up that you can think of? Like if the AC unit went out tomorrow and your home warranty company said, yeah, we're not paying to replace it. We can pay to, a part that is not going to fix it. It's on its last leg. It crapped out. And, hey, you got a 5,000, 15,000, depending on what type of AC unit you need, bill waiting for you next month because the AC unit went out. What does that do to your life insurance? What does that do to what we're setting up here tonight? And ask them questions like that. Is there anything you could think of, AC unit, whatever, anything you could think of, why I would get a notice from the insurance company in a month, 2 months, 6 months, a year? Hey, Wanda quit paying on her policy. She canceled her policy. Is there anything you could think of that would cause that to happen? Because Miss Wanda, I'll be honest with you, if that's the case, I don't even need to take this with me right now. The only reason I'm going to take this with me right now is if you can tell me, hey, I know I need this. I know what we've talked about and why I'm getting this is important, and just as important, it fits my budget. No unexpected expense next month is going to make me cancel my $65 life insurance. Um, is there anything like that that you can think of that would keep you from that? Or do you want me to take this and get this in place for you and start that legacy? You talked about wanting the responsibility of your funeral on you and not your kids or your grandkids. Is there anything else that you can think of that would keep me from getting that started for you today and you maintaining that important coverage in place? There's nothing wrong. It's not even that we would think it was wrong, but I think in a lot of times we feel like, oh, I'm being too pushy, I'm being too salesy, they've already said they want it, like I need to go get it. Like, no, you need to make sure that you're interpreting them, because when you're listening with intent, when you're focused on them, you're seeing, hey, what is their body language like? Just like you need to be having good posture towards them and body language towards them to show you're genuine, read their body language. Or wait a minute, are we so focused on making a sale? Are we so focused on getting the right info about the right product that we need them to sign up for? Are we too focused on that we can't see right in front of us just the, yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, I think we can do $142 a month. Yeah, yeah. And you're just, yeah, this is great. All right, good. Sign right here. Part of that being intent and or being intentional is doing that follow up, doing that check slide. Obviously y'all aren't going to have checks nowadays, where we don't have checks nowadays, but just the whole like, hey, Wanda, is there anything you can think of? I got your bank account number right here. You gave me your bank account number. I've got your social. I've got everything I need to go get this in place. And we're going to get this in place. We're about to do the application right here. I keep thinking in home, virtual people. Um, like we're about to do the application right here. Is there anything you can think of? I've got it all filled out. We've gone through it. I'm about to hit submit. Is there anything you can think of that would keep you from keeping this policy in effect, this important coverage that you've told me you need and that we're about to get started for you, for your family? Be that intentional. Be that direct. You don't like chargebacks. They don't like wasting their time and having the bank draft their account and then them like, I don't want it. When's my bank getting me my money back? They don't like that hassle. So be intentional and make sure that before you finish your phone call or leave out the door from meeting with your client, make sure that you've discussed with them, hey, what does it look like if an unexpected financial occurrence comes up next month that you got to tend to? Are you going to drop your life insurance? You know, and I would tell people, hey, I've had people drop their lawn person. I've had people drop their TV. I've had people drop, radio streaming subscriptions, not radio, streaming subscriptions. I've had people drop that stuff, but keep their life insurance because that was a priority. And guess who knew it was a priority? Or guess why they knew it was a priority? A lot of times it's because the agents that do it the right way, that are intentional, that care, have helped them see the value of, hey, what we all thought life insurance, I die, it covers my burial, yeah, I need it. No, we talk about how it helps assist a family financially so that they can grieve properly, so that they can put mama away how she wanted to be put away, so that they can have the time to reflect on her life and get slideshows and stuff put and focused on remembering mom or grandma or whoever, instead of, crap, where are we coming up with all this money? She didn't have insurance. what do we do? Like, and everybody's, and just, man, you know the crap that happens in those type of situations. All could have been avoided if we'd have just had that important coverage in place. And they're going to get it from the people that do this kind of stuff, the people that are genuine, the people that are caring about them, the people that are intentional. That's who they're going to get it with. And when they see that you've set that expectation of, hey, I've got all this filled out, I'm ready to hit submit, we're ready to go, but is there anything else? Let's think through this. Just make sure, is there anything you can think of that would keep you or cause the insurance company to call me and say you canceled the policy or lapsed the policy? Be that intentional with them, guys. They don't get that. That's not normal. But guess what? They know that you're caring about them. Not once do they feel like, oh, I'm being sold. Not once do they feel like he's just making a lot of money off. Not once. The money follows. The money's super. It's important, but it's superficial to the process. The process is gonna cause the money to flow. So set that expectation. Ask those questions. Do the check slide, and then follow up. We got just a couple minutes here. Um, Remember what I said last week? 65, 70, 75% of the policies that lapse in those, especially during that chargeback period, it's unintentional. It was a mistake. They forgot, what day it was coming out, or, you were just out there last week. You told them it was going to be drafting on the 28th in another week. They forgot and just, didn't have left it $3 short of what should have been in there, but it's not, the bank's not going to take it out, or the insurance company isn't going to get it if it's short. And so a lot of the lapses, chargebacks in those first few months, a lot of them are due to just forgetfulness, oversight, forgot to have the money in the bank, forgot to move it from that account, whatever. Um, and at the end of the day, one phone call to them is going to clear all that up. Now, here's one thing I will say. You need to know, and again, you've got the resources, you got the trainers, the mentors. You need to know, like when you follow up with them, how you can help them resolve that problem. Hey, no problem. Is the money in the account now? No, it's not now. Will it be there on the 3rd of next month? Okay, I'm going to call the insurance company and tell them not to cancel it. But on the 3rd of next month, remember, they're going to take 2 payments. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to call you on the 1st. And I'm going to remind you that on the 3rd, they're taking 2 payments out because they didn't get this. Like, know how to have a solution for them. Know how, well, I don't know how. Call. You're brand new. You're not supposed to know how. Call. Call me. Call Nick. Call Mike. Call all the leaders. There's a bunch of them. We've got chats on the Telegram. Hey, need help, blah, blah, blah. We'll follow up. Reach out to us. You got to reach out. Know what to do when you follow up with your people and how to help get that back in place. Those chargebacks, man, it's great when you see they got the payment made back in place and boom, you got paid, the money the insurance company took back from you, they gave it back to you. That's a great feeling. Now you might feel like, oh, I'm having to do the extra work and I'm not making any more money. I'm just getting back. Right. But you're learning, hey, how do I make sure in home, how am I setting it up more, setting the expectation more so that I'm not going to deal with these chargebacks in the future? And I will say this as we wrap it up here, that 25, 30, 35% of that is not unintentional. The chargebacks where the client actually called the insurance company and said, hey, stop my payment. I don't want this anymore. Or, you know, the insurance company got a letter, a cancellation letter, or the client just said, oh, I'm not paying that one anymore. I'm just stopping the draft and whatever. The majority of those cases you can still salvage because a lot of them come from malicious agents, lying agents, people that followed up with them later, or an agent whose policy got canceled because it was crap, and you've helped your client and built that relationship with them, and now that agent's tried to come back and tell lies about you and the product and whatever, and somehow talk that client going. That happens. It's not if you do it right in the front, you're not going to get that often, but it still does happen. You get some weasel sneaky agents, some literal just scumbags that'll come in and say whatever to make a sale. But if you follow up and you can get back in front of them and show them how, oh, your agent said this is what your policy actually says. Yes, it does have a 2-year wait on it. No, it's not paying out immediate benefits in the first 2 years. No, it's not $86 a month like you said it was. That's why they're drafting 109 a month, And remember, mine that I was helping you with was only 82 a month, and it was first day cover. You have a chance to get in and salvage it, but you got to care enough to pick up the phone and follow up with them. So many agents, it blows my mind, will get email notifications from insurance companies, policy lapsed, policy canceled, whatever, within the first few months. I'll be out in a minute, sweetie. Within the first few months, and they think, oh, you know what? I just got to go make another sale. It sucks, but let me just go hustle and grind over here. If you would hustle and grind on what you were hustling and grinding about, I'm telling you, you're going to eliminate a lot of this stuff. So be intentional, follow up. I will say that you can conserve the majority of your charged back business, and I mean upwards of 85, 90+%. You can conserve it if you'll follow up with it, find out why it happened. In most cases, it's unintentional. And in the cases it's not, it's in most cases of those that you had a scumbag agent coming in and lying. And I'm just telling you, be intentional, follow up. You're going to help salvage a lot of these, some of these chargebacks that you're getting. But remember, the chargebacks that you're getting are fewer and fewer as you're setting it up in the in-home on the virtual sale and being intentional, showing that you care. So I know it's a lot of info, and I think I covered most everything I was wanting to in regards to that. But guys, at the end of the day, it's all, it's similar. This is what we talk about. This is what we do. We're set ourselves apart. We're different from everybody else. We treat our clients differently. We follow up with them differently. And like I said, the money aspect of it, all that follows along the right way when you're doing the right things. So hope that's a help. Reach out. Don't feel stuck. Don't feel like you're isolated or doing it alone, even though you're doing virtual and a lot of times by yourself. We're all in the same battle. We're all doing the same stuff. We're all out there grinding, hustling, working with each other. We got a good team family here. So remember, September 20 and 21, Dallas. Get your tickets. Be there. Be there. You want to be there. It's going to be incredibly helpful. Such good training, and I'm going to make it if I can. But boy, I mean, it is the timeline is not looking good. But we'll stay plugged into it for sure. So guys, love you guys. Again, these chargebacks, they suck, but you can control what happens to them. You can control how often they happen. Just follow these principles. I'm telling you, it'll help. All right, guys, take care.